sell the time machine DeLorean from Back to the Future 3.
And late 1880s, he was working on urban railroads in like New York City, Philadelphia, and he didn't really like the big city. He's a railroad guy, but he didn't like the big city. So he decided he'd go out west, and he picked Prescott, Arizona, to build a short line railroad. Now, are you familiar with the term short line? You are.
Not really.
Okay. Santa Fe wants to take you from Los Angeles to Chicago. They don't want to mess around with anything in between. So short line railroads developed to take the passengers and freight off the major railroads. For example, down here in the valley, Stockton, it's an inland port. Barges come in, they unload the stuff, they take it to their railroad, and that railroad distributes it all throughout Stockton. It's 6 miles long, but it's a profitable business. This one actually, when it was fully developed out, was well over 40 miles, which is kind of rare. But anyway, takes Prescott, Arizona. He orders number 3, what we call the movie star engine, in 1891 for that operation. So he gets it up and running, and he's doing pretty good. Prescott's growing, and now he's got some competition, and now he's not doing so good. So he said, oh, the heck with this. I'll go farther out west. I'll go to California. You know, you want to seek your fame and fortune, right? You come to California. What he did, he came to California, researched different areas, and found this area here could support a short line railroad because all the industry was here. Yeah, the timber industry was going very strong. The mining industry, yeah, they're still doing gold, but they're not finding it in the streams anymore. They're going into the hills. They're rolling in. Marble, limestone. Marble up here by Columbia, limestone, even asbestos, all kinds of stuff. But it was all handled by teamsters, horses and wagons. So his idea would be, this would be headquarters, and then he would connect down in the valley to Oakdale, because that was the railhead of the Southern Pacific at the time. Now, did you come here through Oakdale by chance?
Coming in, yeah.
Yeah, did
We
you?
drove from, where did we drive from?
Yosemite?
Yeah.
Well, you kind of experienced the same thing, huh? What, Jonathan?
Yeah, but did go into Yosemite, we drove through Oakdale.
Well, what I want to point out, that's about 35 miles, and a lot of this, and a whole bunch of that. So they started the railroad, or to get here. He's got the plan, he's got the engine. What's he needs? Oh, he needs money. Well, back then, if you need money, you go to the bankers in San Francisco. So he goes to San Francisco, starts talking to people, trying to find people interested in it, and he ran across a Polish prince, Prince Polanowski. The guy was in the United States representing European investment money. So he talks to the prince. The prince says, you know, I like the idea. Let me talk to my brother-in-law. His brother-in-law was Thomas Crocker, son of William Crocker. Crocker that built the Transcontinental Railroad for Cleveland, Stanford, those kind of guys. So anyway, Crocker liked the idea too. He had some investments in some of the mines up here anyway, so he said, yeah, let's do it. So in February of 1897, out of Oakdale, they started laying track. November 1897, the first train rolled to this town. Now you've driven that, so you kind of got an idea what they encountered. And when I show you what they used, you'll really be impressed. Anyway, got it up and running, doing fine. This became the largest employer for Tuolumne and Calaveras County. And it was a successful operation. And this became the passenger station and general offices. And then right next to it was a very nice hotel built about 1915. And it was Chinese architecture was kind of the thing. So, and this was built right next to that. So over here. Well, wooden buildings, oil fires, and all that stuff. The buildings both burned down over the years. On a train here in Jamestown. Yeah, you got down to Oakdale. From Oakdale, you could get to San Francisco, the Bay Area. You could get to Sacramento. Let's say in 1905, you could get on a train, steam engine here in Jamestown, and be in Chicago in 5 days. Now, think about that. That's quite a deal. I mean, Henry Ford was still messing around in the garage, right? And the Wright brothers, yeah, they flew, but what? So to be able to travel that distance that fast was very remarkable for the period of time. Developed their own little short line to connect with the dam site, between the Sierra Railroad and the dam site. This is a 1919 white motor truck, white's the brand name, and they converted it to passenger service. It was a 3/4 ton, it was wood bed, converted to passenger service, converted to rail. Well, you drove up to the dam site, or rode up to the dam site, now you want to come back, you don't back a gas engine vehicle back out, say 5 miles, it'll overheat. So what they did when they were ready to come back, they would jack it up, turn it around, and drop it back down on the tracks, and head for home. It was used primarily to bring up investors or people who are interested in it, but it also could be an ambulance. If somebody got hurt, they could help bring them back down. The steam engine is like the 34 here. You got a boiler making steam. Steam is going into where some pistons and valves are. Pistons are going back and forth, pushing the rods that are attached to the drivers, and that's what makes it go. The Shay, yeah, it's a steam engine, but like our cars, the steam energy comes with these 3 pistons here. The pistons are going up and down. They're turning gears to turn the trucks or wheels. A Shay was a very, very strong engine. It could pull a lot of cars full of either logs or a lot of private companies owned them. But for example, you take the 34 out on a straightaway, 55 miles an hour. The Shay, 15 miles an hour. Slow but strong. They operated it as, they did some movies here and all that stuff, and they did some, ran some dinner trains and all that. But number 3 was getting tired, worn out old engine. So in 1997, they parked it. Then came 2007, and they realized, well, wait a minute, this is why people come here. Ride the number 3, see the number 3. So they decided, let's restore it. So in 2007, they started restoration work on number 3. And then came 2008, and the economy went down the tube. So we were fortunate enough, we have a lot of volunteers, although we'll always accept more volunteers, so if you want to volunteer for up here, you can. So we have volunteers. Labor wasn't a problem. Money was. We started holding fundraisers and stuff like that, and kept having some money come in. There was this fellow down in Hollywood, Clint Eastwood, who had made a couple westerns up here in the 70s and 80s, and said, well, wait a minute, number 3 is his best buddy up here. So he held a few parties down in Hollywood, got some of the big bucks. We were able to keep the park open, keep restoring number 3, because like I said, it was a basket case, and got up and running. We were using this engine that period of time, in 7 and 10, and we were very fortunate. About the time 3 came back into service, 10 was having, or 2 here was having some problems. So we will fix them on this engine one of these days, but we have another project you're going to see down here in a little bit that we're working on right now. In fact, one of our claims to fame is we're the last operating roundhouse in the United States. And you can't hear anything going right now, but we do work in here and we do use it. So.
Right here. But we're going to just keep It was very hot.
用力啦，用力啦，用力啦，
哦 ，stop，
拉长一点。
stop，Please to stop the train idea.
Very good.
Let's do always here. And it's
Passing by, passing by.
That was the water in that tube is the same as the water level in the boiler. If he let that water level drop too low in the boiler, it blew up. Okay. There are some other things, like obviously they had all these valves and Lowe's and Home Depot weren't around yet. So they broke down and you needed a tool to fix something, take something apart. And if you ordered from the manufacturer back then, it'd take a week and a half to get here. Oh, wait a minute, you broke down now, you need to fix it now, you're losing money. So when they built the roundhouse, they also built a blacksmith shop. And a lot of these tools were made here. You know, I broke down, I gotta fix it, make it. So, and some of these things, they had one nut to take off, one thing to do. Well, they made it and they could get it done. In the boiler, the water's there, and that's being changed into steam. One of the jobs of the engineer is he's directing that steam energy over here to the valves and pistons. So the steam energy comes in, valve opens, comes in and pushes a piston one way. That valve closes, other valve opens, the other piston pulls it this way. So that back and forth action is how you get the drivers to turn. All right, come back in about an hour and a half. And you made it for you. That's how that wall got made. I need it now. It broke down now. Make it now.
Yeah.
So, there you go.
Don't mind. We'll be able to do that in a matter of hours.
Steel tires, they still wear out. Now, we're fortunate we figure we can get about 300,000 miles a set of tires for free there, so I don't know when we'll ever run them
How would
out.
you guys make these tires?
He's gonna tell us.
Well, they cast them in a big foundry, big piece of metal, pour it into a form and make it. But that's what I'm telling you about here, that those tires wear out. Well, where that 7 and 5 car, 5 and 6 car, I'll get it, 5 and 6 car hit. There's a big pit there. You've got to board it up now so you don't fall in. But what they would do if they needed to change the tire, they'd bring the car in, drop the axle on both wheels, bring them over here, change the tire, they would heat up the old tire, metal expands, knock it off, new tire, get it hot, it's expanded, put it in place, and get out of the way. It's going to cool down, it's going to contract. It's there, it's not going anywhere.
So it's basically
And no lug nuts to worry about either.
Thank you for watching our video. JS Adventure is a snippet of our daily lives and travel.
谢谢收看我们的频道 ，JS Adventure 记录了我们的日常生活跟旅游记事。
Please subscribe to our channel if you haven't. See you guys next time.
下集见，
拜拜。